Hello everyone and welcome back to Chapter 9 of ESL Pronunciation and Conversation, focusing on rhythm. Where we last left off, I had you look at these exercises here. Exercise 2, forgive me, the different parts of Exercise 2 on page 69. And I had you look at, for Part A, the words that were used there and how it was really difficult to understand what this conversation was about. Whereas with Part B, we were given a lot more context, weren't we? We had a clear idea that this was a conversation about school because we were provided with more descriptive words: grade, math, college, apply, math again, retake, the verb. All of these provide us context, even the grades themselves. We know this is about school in general and grades in particular. And here you have the whole context. And what I asked you to do just a moment ago, I asked you to identify what kinds of words that you thought, that you identified as stressed. What kind of words are stressed there in that conversation? And then conversely, what words are unstressed? And again, you can listen to track 5, and that would give you the rhythm, right? The beats that are strong and the beats that are weak, and kind of comparing as to why. Why are some words stressed and other words are not? So that's what we're going to talk about here in this pronunciation tip. If you go to the next page, page 70, you'll see that content words give information in a sentence, right? Content words provide us with what? Context, information, stuff that we need to make sense of what's being said. So nouns, verbs, main verbs, adjectives to describe nouns, adverbs to describe verbs, interjections, expressions of emotion or opinion, what we call WH words. These are interrogatives: who, what, when, where, why, how. WH words, interrogatives, we use at the beginning of a sentence. And negative auxiliaries. So auxiliaries are helping verbs, but only the negative form do we consider to be content words. So let's go back to page 69, and let's look at Part B. What content words can you identify in Part B? Give me about 5 more seconds. Very good. So what is a WH question? And that is a content word. Grade is a noun. Math is a noun. Think is a verb, a main verb. Forgive me, I don't know why that's popping up. How is a WH word. D and C and yours, this is a pronoun here. D and C are nouns. Apply is a verb. Trouble is an adjective. Need is a verb. College is a noun. Fine is an adjective. You can see all these are content words, aren't they? If we go back to page 70, everything really in Part B fits one of these categories, right? As a content word. Content words are usually stressed. When we read a sentence in its entirety, content words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, these are all content words, and those are the words that are going to what? Get stressed, right? You're going to hear those more clearly. They're going to be pronounced strongly, what we would consider those strong beats, right? Take a look at the example. Yikes! My grade on the quiz was really bad. right? That's the rhythm that we're talking about. And these content words provide us with that rhythm because those are the words that get stressed. Now, on the other hand, structure words, or what are also known as function words, usually they're short words, not many syllables, not many letters, and that they serve the function or the purpose of giving the sentence grammatical structure so that it's grammatically correct or grammatically accurate. So what are some examples of structure words? Articles, prepositions, everybody's favorite. I think for a lot of folks that are non-native speakers, perhaps your language doesn't even use prepositions or articles for that matter. Pronouns, auxiliaries, positive auxiliaries. You can see here negative auxiliaries we consider a content word. However, affirmative or positive auxiliaries, and auxiliaries are helping verbs, right? The verb can, to be able to do, to be. These auxiliaries are, structure words, and then conjunctions. And, so, but, if, words that we use to connect sentence fragments together. These are structure words. Their purpose is primarily for grammar. They don't give us any information, do they? I mean, none of these words provide us information. Maybe a little bit the auxiliaries, but it's not the main verb. Maybe a little bit pronoun, but he or she or it can refer to anything. That doesn't really give us a lot of information. So when we talk about rhythm, it's these words, these structure words or functional words that we don't emphasize in pronunciation. And we don't emphasize them because, not to say that they're not important, but they don't give us as much information. And so structure words for that reason are usually not stressed, right? Those are your weak beats that we talked about at the beginning of this chapter. Can you help me with my math? Can you help me with my math? So you can see the structure words, they're kind of low, unstressed, but then when we get to a content word, we stress that word. We give it rising intonation even, and especially in the form of a question, rising intonation and word stress, higher pitch. So we're going to go ahead and continue to exercise 3. And if you click next in the bottom right hand corner, I'll go ahead and give you instructions for that next exercise.